Thank you, Donna. I didn't get a segue.
Oh, sorry.
I'll make up my own. After you have the beer, too many beers, you're likely to fall on a Mohawk floor. I'm with the home division, and that's just a part of Mohawk Industries, and I'm going to try to address the big picture of all what we do in logistics within Mohawk Industries. And that'll include international as well as domestic in our DC operations. First, a little company overview. Last 4 or 5 years, we ranged between 5 and 8 billion in sales per year. We're the largest manufacturer and distributor of flooring products in the world. We have our core competency is all aspects of flooring, from tile to hardwood to laminates, engineered flooring, area rugs, high-end area rugs to low-end area rugs. We import, we manufacture here in Georgia, and we manufacture in some other states and a few foreign countries. Our capacity, we have the ability to adjust as we need based on our own facilities that we have in various locations or foreign production. We have facilities in Mexico, a joint venture in China, distribution center in Russia, which is fairly new. We're looking to expand additionally in Mexico. And of course, we have many facilities within North America. Our growth plans, basically, we're number one here in this country. We don't know that there's a lot of market capability to expand in the U.S. Other than product diversification. Where we really see our growth is through acquisition, which has been our big growth pattern in the past with the acquisition of Dahl Tile back in 2002. About 4 years ago, it was Unilin, which is a Belgian flooring company. But acquisition is one way, and then we also are looking to expand our exports to foreign markets. We have our strengths in our industry. We're the number one brand position. We're a low-cost producer. We can make just about any flooring product that's out there, whether it's a doormat, a bath mat, area rugs, any shape, color. We have our own designers. We can make it. If there's a demand for it, we can make it. The opportunities for us, that's the new word for challenges, which was the new word for problems. Political correctness in the business world, I guess. We have many customers that we sell to, and we have to meet all of their needs, and they vary. One wants it one way, one wants it another way, so for us, sometimes those can be challenges. For the Mohawk Home Division, where I work, our customers are the big retailers, and they all have their own demands, and we do our best to meet every one of them, because that's what our business is about. We also have challenges in raw materials, keeping costs down. Cotton's up now, and a lot of our products have cotton. The resins, our products have resins. We bring in rubber from Vietnam. There's a lot of products that we have to bring in, raw materials, the jute yarn from Bangladesh. And as those prices go up due to fuel cost or whatever, world demand, then that's a challenge for us, because to stay the low-cost producer, we have to keep our raw material costs down as well. And then supply chain and logistics is also something that we have to stay on top of, because there's a lot of dollars spent in logistics. Our transportation freight spend every year is over $300 million, so that does add to the bottom line. I put this chart together just to try to give an overview of how we're organized. This is not all of the organizations within Mohawk Industries, which is a parent holding company. But what you see here under the Carpet Corporation, we have residential and commercial, and then Mohawk International. And Mohawk International is responsible for foreign sales. The Carpet Division for residential, like what you see in here, this is commercial, what you see in your homes, and what you can go into a Home Depot and buy. or some other stores that would be like residential. And we handle the distribution for those products. And the reason I show these in green is that I'm involved in international logistics for the carpeting and for the products made by Mohawk Home, Karastan Rug, and Lee's Carpet. What you see in blue, those are products on the international side that are handled by my counterpart out in Doll Tile. We have a international logistics department in Dallas, Texas, and they handle all the tile, the hardwood, all the hard products. So I handle all the soft products. So unlike some organizations where you divide up based on organization, we kind of divvied up the workload based on type of product and the uniquenesses of those products. I show again a chart showing the way we divide up logistics. Domestic logistics is controlled by, for all of North America, if it moves by surface, whether it's rail or truck or any other conveyance on the surface, that's handled by our distribution department up in Calhoun. And they have both a private fleet that I'll get a little more in detail later, and of course they also use commercial carriers. About 1/3 of what they use is private fleet, 2/3 being commercial carriers. They do the traffic management, they have freight audit teams, etc., and they can work with a lot of our outbound shipments are customer routed, like to Walmart or Target or Kohl's, what have you. Sometimes they'll direct the routings, FOB. International import operations, ocean freight negotiations, and customs compliance is handled out of the Doll Tile International Logistics Department. Primarily that's import. It's 20-foot containers, very heavy. They weigh out before they cube out. They have 20 to 30,000 TEUs a year. Typically their biggest port of entry is Houston, and they fumigate and they go slow boat, and they basically are shipping to themselves. In contrast, I import containers that are speed to market. They're 40 high cubes, they're floor loaded. I cube out before I weigh out, and I can't be late because my customers have chargeback claims if we're late. So a little different models that we operate under, and that's really why we have two different international logistics departments. And then I also do customs compliance. This is just a map showing some of our manufacturing facilities. Doesn't show everything, it's just to give you an idea of kind of where they're located. I've got another chart that'll show you more about what we have in Georgia. In this chart you can see that we have manufacturing facilities like in Somerville, which is an extrusion plant, and then Rome, Calhoun, Dalton, Eaton, Chatsworth. We have plants also in the Carolinas and up in Virginia. What you're seeing here is one of our 4 fleets we call the North Georgia Conveyor. Basically, this is moving materials around between the various plants from Roanoke, Alabama, all the way up to Chatsworth and Eaton and Dalton, Calhoun, etc. And we also have multiple plants in some of these cities. Like in Calhoun, there's 5 or 6 plants. In Dalton, there's 5 or 6. So in Chatsworth, there's 2 or 3. So it's not just one plant in one city. The Mohawk is a compilation of many smaller companies that have been acquired over the years, and that's why we have a lot of different plants. And unlike Coors, no two are alike. They're all different, and so it's interesting. As you can see here, we have the fleet that we have, 137 local drivers, 73 tractors, and 585 trailers. That's just to support the North Georgia conveyor. We have regional distribution centers, 9 of them across the nation, and they basically are storing hardwood, not so much carpeting, but hardwood and tile. And then we have a line haul fleet which supports those regional distribution centers. In addition, sends out goods daily, arriving to 32 satellite locations that are facilities owned by Mohawk. Basically, those are cross-dock operations, but every day at each one of those 32 locations, a Mohawk truck arrives with goods directly from our facilities, manufacturing facilities. And we have a regional fleet that gets out to the satellites from the distribution centers, as you can see on this chart. And then the fourth fleet is your local delivery fleet. And again, it's 320 drivers, and these are Mohawk assets, Mohawk drivers, and they go out into the cities. I need to talk a little bit about our green works. Mohawk is in the last 4 or 5 years has made tremendous strides into the environment. 25% of all plastic soda bottles recycled are used by Mohawk. Recycled by Mohawk, they're extruded, they're used into new carpeting. Just a couple weeks ago, Mohawk was named one of the top 5 Georgia companies for sustainability practices by the 2011 Southeastern Corporate Sustainability Rankings. We recycle about, of the carpeting we recover, about 90% of that is recycled into raw materials to be used in new carpet. We divert about 3 billion pounds from landfills in the U.S. and about 1 billion pounds in landfills in Europe. And I mentioned earlier about the soda bottles. That's something that we're using, and that's why we have some new extrusion plants in Bennettsville, South Carolina, and in Somerville, where we can extrude this plastic soda bottles back into fibers, twist them into yarns, put them back into new carpets. That's about the rundown on us. I didn't want to get too winded here, and I'll be happy to field questions as you ask the panel. Thank you very much.